live from the WQLN studios. Joining us today are the theater department from General McLane High School under the direction of Bruce Yates, and we're going to get a little preview of their upcoming performance of Sweeney Todd. It'll be taking place the 19th, the 20th, and the 21st and 22nd at General McLane High School, and we'll tell you more information about how to find out about attending this performance. But first, we're going to start with a piece of music from Sweeney Todd. This is the prologue.
Gentlemen who never thereafter were heard of again. He trod a path that few have trod, did Sweeney Todd, the demon barber of Fleet Street. He kept a shop in London town, of fancy clients and good renown. But what if none of their souls were saved? They went to the maker impeccably shaved. By Sweeney Todd, the demon barber of Fleet Street. Swing your razor wide, Sweeney, up into the skies. Freely flows the blood of those who are lies. His needs were few, his room was bad. A lava born a fancy chair. A mug of stones, a leather straw, an apron, a towel of heaven and law.
For meekness he deserves a nod, the Sweeney Todd, the demon barber of Fleet Street. Inconspicuous Sweeney was, swift and quiet and clean. He was back at his smile, under his word. Sweeney heard music that nobody heard. Sweeney wanted and singing, had like a broken machine. He cried.
Sweeney was smooth, Sweeney was subtle, Sweeney would blink, the grass was cuddled. Sweeney was wicked, was Sweeney was quick and white and clean. He was Sweeney, Sweeney was Sweeney, Sweeney was Sweeney, 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 Sweeney. I'll tell the tale of Sweeney Todd, I'll tell the tale of Sweeney Todd. He served the dark and a vengeful God, he served the dark and a vengeful God. What happened then? Well, that's the play, and he wouldn't want us to give it away. Not Sweeney. Not Sweeney Todd, the demon barber of Fleet Street.
The General McLane Theater Department with a performance of the prologue from Sweeney Todd. And Bruce Yates is trying to do his best at keeping up with the volume that we're trying to produce out of a little speaker here at the studio, but you're doing a great job with that, so thanks, Bruce, and we'll talk to you in a couple of minutes. But first, we're going to talk to Emily Twark. Did I get that right? How do you say it?
Twark.
Twark, okay, we're close. And you're performing the role of Mrs. Lovett.
Lovett.
And
that's right.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about Sweeney Todd first? What should we expect? What is this musical about?
All right. Well, Sweeney Todd is really a musical focused on the concept of revenge. It was originally produced in 1979 with music by Stephen Sondheim and a book by Hugh Lappin, and it was really revolutionary in its time because it was, well, no one in the theater world had ever seen anything like it. It's more close to an operetta than really any musical you've ever seen. But the whole concept of Sweeney is, once again, about revenge. It is about this barber, Benjamin Barker, who comes to London seeking revenge on a corrupt judge who sent him away on a false charge for 15 years after lusting after Benjamin Barker's wife. So Barker comes back as the barber Sweeney Todd under pretenses to get revenge on the judge. And through a series of events, I kind of come into contact with Barker/Todd, and we form a sort of partnership in order to enact this revenge. And the biggest thing about our production is that we are doing a very minimalistic set. And so really the focus of the production is on the story rather than just the bells and whistles, I guess. And for our costuming, we're also doing a steampunk look, which is like Victorian mixed with mechanical aspect. And that's all centered around the idea of a cog and machinery that we're using, because really the story is centered around the cog and just how one event can really be a person's undoing, can really set so many events in motion.
And you know, this isn't just a dark production either. There's some wonderful love songs in Sweeney Todd too, which are coming up, and we're going to hear one of those in just a couple of minutes. But there are some dark undertones. We're going to talk more about those dark undertones with Kyle in a few minutes, Kyle Brace. But when you think about dark undertones, you said this whole production, well, the story is about revenge, but it's also not. It's about interpersonal relationships between some of the characters too, isn't it?
Right. It's very interesting relationships that are formed between Sweeney and Love at First Sight, or between Sweeney and the judge, between Anthony and Joanna, who's actually Sweeney's daughter. I mean, there are some really great love pieces. There's bits of humor. Of course, it is very dark comedy, but still it lightens up the mood a little bit. So really, it's all about connections with people.
Wonderful. Thanks very much, Emily, for spending some time with us. You did a great job on the radio. Thank you. We've got another piece we're going to try now, and this one is called My Friends. And just before we start, we're going to take 1 minute. Maybe you want to move up just a little bit, Bruce, so you could be closer to the speaker. They won't be able to see that on radio, but I'm letting you know at home that we're doing a little shifting here to try to make it easier for them to hear what we're trying to do. And here we go. This next performance from Sweeney Todd, My Friends.
Sweet, here is singing.
this man mild.
He seldom laughed, but he often smiled.
He saw how civilized men behave. He never forgot and he never forgave.
But Sweeney Todd, the demon bumper fleet to street.
An abrupt ending, but that's what happens when you're using new digital media. Again, you're listening to selections from Sweeney Todd. This is the General McLane Theater Department, and that was just a performance of My Friends. And performing that was, of course, Emily Tork, who we just heard, and a cast and crew of thousands, and Kyle Brace. Hi, welcome, Kyle.
Hi, thanks.
So you're performing the part of Sweeney Todd?
I am, yes. And
well, I was just going to ask you, how do you get into a character like... Well, first of all, why don't you explain to the listening audience what undertones your character displays, and how do you get into character?
well, Sweeney Todd is a very deep character. He has a lot of different emotions and things that he's feeling throughout the whole show. Sweeney Todd years ago kind of started out like Anthony, who's played by Cody Gould in our production. Anthony, you know, he's in love with Joanna, and Sweeney Todd, he was in love with his wife Lucy years ago, and the judge, you know, he sent him away and took everything away from him. So after he breaks out of prison, he comes back to seek revenge on the judge,
Well, this wouldn't be something you would be familiar with in your own life because, well, probably you've never been to prison, I would assume, and you know, I don't assume at your age you've needed to exact revenge upon anybody. So how do you get yourself worked up to play a dark character like Sweeney Todd?
Well, when you're dealing with a character that is so big, they've got, and you haven't experienced some of the things that they've experienced in life. You try to draw from other experiences that you have experienced, and you know, like the loss of a pet you could draw from, or a friend, or some different things like that you can pull from to kind of incorporate into your character and you know, bring the emotions.
And do you get a lot of coaching from the staff at General McLane?
Yeah, I mean, we put on our little twist, and they help us out, you know, and give us direction with what we need to fix, or what they want us to do with it. But you know, it's a group effort. We all put in a lot of we put in our work, and yeah.
You know, speaking of group effort, and I'll just talk to you for a second, Bruce Yates. Thanks very much, Kyle. I appreciate that. You've got a lot of wonderful voices in the General McLane Choir, and that's pretty rare to have that many good voices in one place. How do you cultivate such talent?
I don't know. It must be the water or something. No. Well, we have some very, very talented students that work very hard. We have, you know, my wife is she's the director of the show, and she works with several of these students.
That would be Trisha.
Yes, as private voice students. Some of the other students take voice lessons as well. It's just something that we've built over the years. You know, we're very fortunate to have a very supportive school district that finds the arts very important, and we receive funding to support our programs, and we get a lot of support from our school board, from the community, and it's all the cog in the wheel, as we say.
Well, all your hard work over the years is obviously paying off, because there is some really extraordinary talent in this group of kids here. So a lot to be proud of. And we'll talk to you a little bit more in a minute about all the logistics, when the show is going to run, how the people would find out more about it. But why don't we go to another piece of music first? Joanna, is that the next piece of music? Again, from Sweeney Todd, the performance of Joanna.
I'd waken Happily I was mistaken, Joanna, I'll steal you, Joanna, I'll steal you. Joanna, Joanna, if I ever see your face again on this or any other neighboring street, you'll rue the day you were born. Is that plain enough speaking for you?
But sir, I swear I had nothing in my heart.
Dispose of them. You heard his worship.
But friend, I have no fight with you.
Get the gist of it, friend. Next time, it'll be your neck. I'll steal you, Joanna. I'll steal you. Do they think that walls can hide you? Even now I'm at your window. I am in the dark beside you, buried sweetly in your yellow hair. I feel you, Joanna, and one day I'll steal you. Till I'm with you, then I'm with you there, buried sweetly in your yellow
Joanna from Sweeney Todd, and you can feel free to applaud anytime. There's some wonderful singing over there. And Cody Gould is playing the part of Anthony, and you just heard him singing away here on Classics on WQLN Radio. And I wanted to talk to you, Cody, about the dark undertones of this piece, because there are a lot of dark moments, and we're going to come to a beautiful moment in just a minute. But when you're rehearsing with all of these other students, and you're working on some of darker parts and happier parts, is there a lot of emotional ups and downs with putting a big production like this together?
Yeah, there really is, and it can be hard at times because my character is really like an allegory of hope. I represent hope, and so that can be really hard for me not to get bogged down with all the darkness, but I have to, keep a smile on my face, keep naive, and just represent hope.
And, it's a big production, even though I know it's going to be a minimalist set and some interesting costumes. How much time do you guys put into putting a production like this together? There's a lot of laughing going on in the background here. So when did you start working on this, and how much time do you put in a week on this?
Well, we really hit the ground running, near the beginning of the school year, and we've been working really hard ever since. And we've been doing vocals almost every day after school since auditions and since the cast list came out, and we've had a couple 7-6-hour rehearsals coming in on a Saturday when we don't have school, coming in on a Sunday. But it's worth it because it's so much fun and the rewards are so great. It's so worth it.
And Bruce and Trisha Yates, they never are ones to shy away from doing a production based on maybe its difficulty or complexity. They just pick stuff that they want to do, and then they expect you to step up to the plate and handle it. And time after time after time, the students at General McLane do that.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, we wouldn't be able to do it without Mr. and Mrs. Yates. That's important to know, though. I mean, they really dedicate all their time to this. It's crazy. I know yesterday I was talking to Mr. Yates, and I came in at like 5:30 for rehearsal, and school ends at 2:45, and I was like, Mr. Yates, did you even go home? And he's like, oh, no, I've been here all day. And so that's just crazy. That's crazy.
Well, again, all the dedication from the students and the staff at General McLane High School is paying off. Oh, and you wanted to say something, Bruce?
Yeah, I do want to clarify about the set. Even though we are calling it minimalistic, it is absolutely amazing. And it's taken hours hundreds of hours to put together. It's not the traditional Sweeney Todd set, and the set's built by my very good friend Buck Snodgrass. So I just want to make sure that people understand, when you see this set, it is Broadway caliber. It is an amazing, amazing set. So I just wanted to throw that in there.
Well, if you never have attended a show, General McLane, you really should, because when Bruce talks about the sets being spectacular, the productions are always spectacular. It's definitely grade A productions. Even at a high school setting, I think people will be amazed that this is way above what you would expect from a high school performance. And we're going to talk more about how to get in touch with Bruce and find out about show times and dates. We've got another performance for you first. This is one of my favorite pieces in the entire music theater repertoire, Not While I'm Around, from Sweeney Todd.
A man what was bad and what might be luring you all unbeknownst into his evil deeds like.
What is this? What are you talking about?
Nothing's gonna harm you, not while I'm around.
Of course not, dear. Why should it?
Nothing's gonna harm you, no sir, not while I'm around.
What did you mean, a man?
Demons are prowling everywhere nowadays.
So they are, dear.
I'll send them howling, I don't care, I got way.
Of course you do. What a sweet, affectionate child it is.
No one's gonna hurt you, no one's gonna dare.
I know what Toby deserves.
Others can desert you, not to worry, whistle, I'll be there.
Here, have a nice bonbon.
Demons will charm you with a smile for a while, but in time, nothing can harm you, not while I'm around.
What is this foolishness? What are you talking about?
Little things what I've been thinking and wondering about. It's him, you see, Mr. Todd. Oh, I know you fancy him, but men ain't like women. They ain't what you can trust, as I lived and learned. Not to worry, I may not be smart, but I ain't dumb. I can do it, put me to it, show me something I can overcome. Not to worry, being close and being clever ain't like being true. I don't need to, I won't never hide a thing from you, like some.
Now, Toby dear, have we had enough of this foolish chatter? Let's just sit nice and quiet for a bit. Here.
That's Pirelli's purse.
What was that, dear?
That proves it! Well, I've been thinking that's his purse.
No, silly boy, it's a little thing Mr. T gave me for my birthday.
Mr. Todd gave it to you? And how did he get it? How did he get it?
Bought it, dear. In the pawn shop, dear. Come on. Nothing's gonna harm you, not while I'm around. Nothing's gonna harm you, darling, not while I'm around.
You don't understand. It was in Mr. Todd's parlor that the governor disappeared.
Boys and their fancies. What we think of next? Here, dear, come sit by Antonelli and look at your lovely muffler. How warm it's going to keep you when the day's dry. It's so becoming on you.
Demons will charm you with a smile for a while, but in time, nothing's gonna harm you, not while I'm around.
Not While I'm Around, from the musical Sweeney Todd. Emily, would you like to introduce your co-soloist?
Well, this is AJ Ferretti. He plays Toby, boy kind of take in as my son in a way. He is just amazing. This is his first show ever at the high school, and he's just blown us all away with how he's doing.
Well, welcome aboard. It's nice to have you.
Nice. Thank you so much, sir.
That is one of my favorite pieces ever out of the whole musical theater repertoire, Bruce Yates. You want to tell everybody how they can find out a little bit more about Sweeney Todd?
Why don't you let Emily do that? She's brilliant at doing these kinds of things.
She just likes to handle the microphone and be the center of attention. Hi, Emily. Welcome. You want to tell everybody when it's going to take place and how to get there?
Sure thing. Well, the show dates are November 19th, 20th, and 21st at 7 o'clock, and then we are closing on the 22nd at 2 o'clock. This is, of course, at General McLane High School, and we do have tickets still available. They are $15 for reserve seating, $10 for general admission, and then $7 for students.
Which we're not allowed to say on the radio.
And you can call for tickets at 814-273-1033. That's the high school office, and there will also be tickets available at the door.
Actually, there's tickets available right now. If you call in at 814-217-6022, the first 2 people to call will each get a pair of tickets. So you have to call my office, 814-217-6022. The first 2 phone calls we take will get tickets to see Sweeney Todd at General McLane High School. Again, it's the 19th, 20th, 21st at 7 p.m., the 22nd at 2 p.m. And where's General McLane High School, Bruce?
It's in Edinburgh. It's 11761 Edinburgh Road.
Route 99, straight down Route 99. And, again, listeners, if you've never experienced a show at General McLane High School, it is completely worth your time and effort to make that trip just a little south down 99 to Edinburgh to see the General McLane High School Theater Department's performance of Sweeney Todd. Again, it's this weekend. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here at the WQLN studios and spending a little time. Thanks, Bruce, for bringing them up. Hope you enjoyed that, listeners. Again, the first 2 calls at 814-217-6022 win a pair of tickets to see Sweeney Todd this weekend at General McLane High School. Back to a pre-recorded hour.